Southwest, it's a jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad ain't pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more pesto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, I make pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Ay, 16 cars in my front yard. Ay, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man, Lord. Pass the pig skin, but he stretch your distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, count it up. Ay, hundreds and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Ay, she wanted like niggas and like she can't count on him. She tried to be nosy and hit up my ex, like girl, you can count on him.
16 cars in my front yard. 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunters, whole team count, that's a big number.
Honey, I dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, the man, oh deal with the hands. Thought he could rob me, I ruin they plans. They do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash, 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 yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. Stay on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Heat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New York Jets. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. He finds an opening past the 40. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Watch the twist.
On the ground, Whitaker. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers of reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hurry up. 51 to mine. Watch twist.
On 2nd and 11 now. Flacco. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Over 30 yards there. And first downs on 3 consecutive plays now.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. This is Whitaker. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard and it'll set up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. On 3rd down, Logan. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. On first down, Oliver. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Yeah, let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball right here.
On the run, it's Oliver. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
That goes for a gain of 31.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They run. It's Oliver. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it. 2nd and 4.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Here's a carry for Oliver. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time, that's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive.
Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work.
On first down, Marsh. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
I'm going to come back to you.
Throwing again. Marsh. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 12-yard line. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing
On 2nd down now. It's Oliver, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter one of the new year. We'll be back. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On the carry, it's Logan. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Flacco from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Calais Campbell fighting his way home for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
This is taken at the 23. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. .21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Now the second down throw on target. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down. That catch is number 819 of his career. It ties him with Hall of Famer Steve Largent,
who did things largely below the radar. Not this guy. 819 catches, that speaks loudly in volumes.
Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Watch the slant.
They run it here with Oliver. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Bound to lose one.
On second down, it's Oliver. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
Ready. Pick it up.
Off play action. Marsh. Jones has it. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get single.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
No chance.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Credit the sack to Vita Vea.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force them into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
It's right through. And they take the lead here now at 10 to 7. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Switch up.
The give to Whitaker. And he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Wait, ready.
I'm here all day. One switch. You got take.
On 2nd down now, it's Logan, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. Barely got that snap off. Flacco now. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run it here with Logan. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. This is Logan. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Kyle Fuller, the one to make the tackle.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity For them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes, back-to-back, what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Marsh is complete to Jones. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. He's tired of me. He's tired of us.
Off play action. Marsh. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vita Vea breaking through to get the sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Back to throw. Marsh. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that's caught inside the 30. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Marsh looking for the end zone. That is caught by Anderson for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson, as the first half is winding down, and the Jets will extend their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. 57's Mike. Mike 57. Watch the run. Watch the run.
1st and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller.
That's pick.
The Jets take over 1st and 10.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. And he almost flirted with disaster there, but it does get into the end zone before going out, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Marsh. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
You must be dreaming.
They'll run on first down. Oliver. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Looking to throw. Marsh. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left.
To throw again. Marsh. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hodges. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 22-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
On first down. It's Oliver, and this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right.
Now Bell. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Check right, 50. Hey, check.
Throwing on first down. Marsh. That's complete right around the 8. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A great effort there. Making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point forthcoming. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Do better. Come on, QB, come on.
To pass, Flacco. He's got this one complete to Perriman. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
It's gonna be 80.
Flacco. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. Called that a very strong gain of 24.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Flacco from the gun. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
They run with Logan. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. We'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
To throw on 2nd down. Marsh. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now a give right side. It's Oliver, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
They go again with Oliver. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaking up on the play. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back.
Let's get it. Set, hut. Now the wolf. Check right 54. Right 54. Ricky.
To throw on third down. Marsh. It's caught. Jones. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Julio Jones. 55 yards. And the Jets will extend their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Hey, exit.
They fake the handoff. Now Flacco to pass. Rush coming, and he's taken down. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
The Bucs on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. From the gun, Flacco. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. And the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And out will come the offense as they take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, this ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Here's the Jets punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now it's Flacco. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Steven Nelson. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Check curls, check curls, check curls. Rewind. 36.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Whitaker, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now this throw caught left side. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
A gain of 13 yards.
Good work, boys. Let's go, let's go.
Tampa Bay.
Flacco now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Kill, kill, kill.
On 2nd and very short, Flacco. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 7 yards there and a 1st down. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43.
3 wide, 3 wide.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen.
Flacco to throw again on 2nd down. He finds his target. It's Evans. And a loose football. And it's scooped up by the Jets.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely.
Yeah, 50, hey, no, Mike 54. Cut, cut.
fumble recovery. Marsh. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And the ball is knocked out, but I think a Jet was able to recover, and they'll keep possession thanks to a heads-up play. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vita Vea picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. Brandon Copeland just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Flacco looks to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. C.J. Mosley able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Sean Davis with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said,